Hey, this is Jay with the Brick Tech Support. Today's going to be a little different. Get to see behind the curtain of the messy area of the garage where I make the magic happen here. So what are we looking at? How much is this going to cost? And what is it going to do when we're done? So this should cost you less than $50, maybe even less than $40, depending on what you've got tools-wise in the house. And it's going to be yet another Lego sorter, and I say yet another because there's a million and one of these out there. But I wanted to shout out to two people that actually inspired this build today. One is Brick Slayer. I found his video a few months back. I've been dying to try this, and his take on it was based on another system made by a guy named Petesquared. Hey, Adam Savage, who has a cool system as well. So Pete, you could tell by the clip here, he's an amazing woodworker, and he's got an amazing setup. I couldn't do this, right? I don't have the setup, the know-how. Even if I had all the tools, I couldn't do that. It's really neat. Check out his video. Also check out Brick Slayer's video. Anybody who could make a crack about your mom in a G-string while wearing Crocs, like, he's got my vote for leader of the free world. To understand that joke, please watch his video. I'll put the links. So what is this going to do? We're going to stack both of these on top of each other. We're going to cut graduated holes from large to small in 5 of the drawers. And we're going to cut out the top of this one here. We'll pour the Lego in. We'll shake it all about. And it will sift the Lego by size. So it's not going to do color, obviously, because this is a manual deal. We're pouring in Lego and we're shaking it all over. And it should sort by size. And then you can pull the drawers out and get to your Lego that way. And that would be a huge help in sorting the Lego that I have, and hopefully this is something that will help you. So less than $50, maybe less than $40. How did we get to that price? So I originally was looking for the shorter ones, because I don't need this much volume when I'm sorting Lego, but I couldn't find them, the dimensions that I wanted, but the prices on these were so good I couldn't pass them up. So I love Target. These were $16 at my local Target. Here's the dimensions, barcode, and item number. So if you want to try finding these in your area, go for it. So that was the drawers. To cut the holes in the bottom of the drawers, I lent out my whole saw set to somebody. I don't know where it went. So I went over to Harbor Freight. You might have something similar in your area. This was like 13 bucks. You know, I don't need tungsten carbide diamond tip drills. We're just going to melt through some plastic. So quick and dirty, cheap and easy is the theme of the day. So what we'll do is I'll start breaking this down. We'll start stacking them up, and we'll figure out our hole pattern for the drawers, and hopefully draw some inspiration from Mando and Grogu. You know, this is the way to sort your Lego. So let's see what damage we can do. Alright, so you can see we got all the holes for the first drawer. We'll just sand it out a little bit, smooth that off, but it worked pretty decent. Was off by a little bit on some of them. This is pretty squishy material. So to get my alignment on one of the holes I was having trouble with here, I just took one of the ones that I got punched out, and I just kind of set it on there and then lined up the drill bit and knocked it out. So yeah, I think that'll work. I just wanted to be sure to leave some strip of the material here so that I would have some integrity. Also, the front of the drawer, this overlaps with part of the frame, so nothing's going to fall through there. Not so big of a deal on this drawer that has the larger holes, but once we get to the smaller ones, we just got to make sure we don't get too close. So I'm just going to use kind of the, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's kind of a pattern, a grid that's a frame that kind of follows around. We're going to stay inside of that. And I know, man, that previous video of me trying to figure out where the holes went made all of my math teachers cry. So sorry, Mrs. Formanek and Mrs. Petesquared. Yeah, that's why I didn't become a physicist. So anyway, yeah, I think this one turned out pretty well, and we'll work on the next size holes next.
What are you doing?
Making a LEGO Sifter.
Oh.
Can you stick your head underneath here? Okay, so now we're going to work on the top. We're going to pop this guy off so we can work on it a little bit easier. We're going to trim out, I think, this whole kind of inset piece. And yeah, then that will give us a way to pour the Lego into the top drawer. So let's get started. I think there's just a couple tabs in here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it should pop out. And the material is pretty soft, so I think what we can do is probably just use a box cutter or blade to just trim around. We've got some supporting material we're going to have to deal with, and I think what I might do, instead of going all the way to this edge, this is where the posts will snap into, and I'm afraid if I take all that material out, this might make it kind of weak back here. So I think what I'll do is I'll use this inside this ridge here as a guide. So I have a little extra piece in here, but I think that'll just make it a little bit more stable. So all right, let's trim it out. Alright, so there we go. I'll try to clean this up a little bit. Okay, I think it's pretty cleaned up. Just took out any kind of rough edge or any curly cute pieces that were hanging around after that cut. Cool. Alright, so we will put this back on top of the one stack of drawers. And then we'll stack all the drawers on top of each other and we will give this a go. Alrighty, so we need to stack this one that's in the background here on top of this one. So we've got to get this top off. Looks like there's just a couple tabs in here. This one's got some damage already, so if I break it, I won't feel so bad. So let's see if we can get this off. Alright, not too much damage. Got that guy off there. So looks like our other set should snap right on top. So cool. Okay, so we got the top trimmed out, so we're going to put it back on. This will be our top stack of drawers, 1, 2, and 3. And then we've got 4, 5, and 6. So, you know, these are all pretty modular. They're going to snap into each other, just like Lego. How about that? So get this guy back on here. Alright, so then we need to get our drawers back in. Probably should have stacked the frames first, but we'll see. And then snap these guys together. I have to do this off camera because it's going to be too tall. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, let's get the wheels on the bottom ones. Okay, so whacking the camera. Alright, so we've got one monster tower there. See it all the way down. Alright, so now we've got one big tower of all of our drawers with the graduated holes from largest to smallest. Next up, let's test it out. Alrighty, moment of truth. Let's built, ready to rock, get my gear on, ready for the first test. So I've got my bin of random Lego, and we're gonna start it up and see how it sorts out. Do a couple scoops here, and looks like it's working already. All right, maybe one more. Okay, one thing I forgot to show, and is that we need a seat belt for our drawers here, and we need to keep them from popping out as we shake it all about. I know Brick Slayer had a big bungee cord that he wrapped from one side to the other. I didn't have anything like that, but I did have this material. This is like elastic shock cord that you use for repairing like tent poles. But anything like that, or I mean, you could tape them shut if you wanted to, but I wanted something a little bit more usable. So I just hooked these down here. There's little grooves underneath the lip here that they slide kind of right into, which is nice. Kind of locks them in place. Alright, they're already falling. Let's give it a shake. Alright, that looks pretty good. Let's see how it worked out for us. And you want to put a bin in front, catch anything that pops out. And so drawer number one, we've got a big plate and looks like a canopy there, so that worked out pretty good. Check out drawer two. Escapees. Looks like we got some of the longer pieces, built blocks, bigger plates, so that's working. Drawer three, we're getting them, you know, sizing them down. Four, you got something jammed in there, my friend. So it looks like we got wheels and windows, some of the round plates, and these guys love jamming up that hole, so. There's another one. Alright, so I mean, it seems to be working. Get this next one. Our drawer number 5 seems to be super popular. Get anything else out of there. So, a lot of the 2x are in here. Some of the smaller wheels. But you can see there's quite a few in here, right? And it just may be that this is the most popular size block I've got in this set, so. And the bonus, I think, is drawer 6. This is all the studs and everything, so this is almost worth the headache itself, right? Just getting to these guys on there. So I think for the most part it worked pretty well. The whole size difference between 4 and 5 is pretty big. You can see there's 5. Let's see if that's on camera. And 4. I think what I would do different next time is probably eliminate the hole on 1 and move 2 up, and so on and so forth, and then add another size hole between 4 and 5 just to try to break up that group. I mean, it's tremendously helpful just getting everything to the stage that it's in now. Yeah, so if you guys want to try building one, I'd love to see it. Hit me with a link with that, and I'll put notes for the hole sizes that I have and maybe some suggestions about kind of picking up between 4 and 5. But yeah, I mean, for under 50 bucks, this is a pretty quick and decent build. Can help you sift through and just kind of sort things in by size. I thought it was helpful. It actually filtered out some of the dirt and trash too, which is nice. But yeah, I hope you had fun, and I hope you try building one. Again, if you do, please let me know. I'd like to see it. And any questions, leave them in the comments. And until next time, play well.